Doris.
Hi, I'm Anna. Hi, I'm Jason.
Hi, I'm Irenna. Hi, I'm Emeleen.
Okay guys, let's take note of this. Okay. Class, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna erase it out. Okay. Wait, teacher, I haven't done.
Today is the assignment due date, and my assignment hard copy is with my friend. How should I contact them since they don't know today is the assignment due date?
It's very crucial for a marketer to understand the consumer behavior. First, the marketer is able to come up with a better marketing strategy through understanding the factors that might affect the consumer buying behavior. Then, the opinions and attitudes of a consumer towards a product is an important key to determine a company's success. Furthermore, the marketer should understand the main influence of what, when, where, and how consumer buys to create a marketing list to meet their needs.
As it is undeniable that smartphone has become an integral part in human daily life because of the changes of dynamic in customers' wants and needs. Smartphone is not only depicted as sources for storing significant data, but it also entertains the user for communication and others. It helps the user to fulfill their needs such as learning, individual capability, safety, and human relationship.
So, our target market is college students, which categorized under Generation Y between the age of 18 and 24. Generation Y in this era has become the majority stakeholder in the market and they are technologically savvy. Besides, they are also brand aware and conscious of the current trend when they are seeking a product. However, brand loyalty does not exist among them.
Should I get a smartphone since it brings so much benefits to my daily life?
The process of consumers start with the need or recognition stage, which is the most important stage as they recognize a problem or their needs. Need recognition is usually triggered by an internal stimuli when a particular need, such as hunger or thirst, rises to a high level to become a drive. For instance, a boy is thirsty, so he bought mineral water to fulfill his internal stimuli. External stimuli can also create a need and lead to the drive, which attract the individual attention through advertising and the word of mouth from other people. For example, a housewife does not know which rice cooker is better until she sees a electrical stove advertising their rice cooker. Maslow's hierarchy of need is the different type of things that people need, from the basic biological needs that fairly obvious to physiological, safety, love, belonging, self-esteem, and self-actualizations. So as you can see from the video, the actual problem that he's facing is that he's unable to contact with other people when there's emergency situations. And he's also facing inconvenience when taking a note in class. So the target market needs have been triggered by internal stimuli. The target market needs a smartphone for communication and stay in touch with their family and friends by using emails, WhatsApp, and message. Not only that, he also needs a smartphone to log into his academic portal by using Blackboard to download class materials, to take note in the class, record class lectures by using their smartphones. This can save a lot of their time. To summarize, internal stimuli, external stimuli, trends, advertising, and the features of the smartphone which may trigger the target market to purchase this product.
Information search is a stage in the consumer decision process during which a consumer remembers and searches information based on their needs. Information can be acquired by consumer include commercial sources, which is advertising, personal sources, which is family and friends, public sources, which is mass media, and experiential sources, which is using the product. There are 7 categories of variables that affect search, which is the market environment, situational variable in daily life, potential payoff with product importance, advertising, knowledge gained from experiences, individual preferences, personality due to its lifestyle variables, and personal image. In external search, market environment will be the number of alternatives and information availability in market. For example, the number of smartphone outlets approachable by the customers. For situational variable, it is an environmental factor which will unintentionally affect customers. Customers might require more time to discover the information as not everyone be able to access to the internet and smartphone outlets. Potential payoff and product importance consider the social visibility in which the process of searching information, customers value the trend within the society which create prominent potential payoffs for customers in the possession of smartphone. As for advertising, advertising models tends to focus on advertising effectiveness within the context media as these days media offer customers with wide and modernized media experiences. For instance, smartphone advertisement can be found all over the social media such as Facebook, a platform which has been a focal point for the customer to share information together. In internal search, knowledge and experience which interrelated to the individual preferences, causing individuals search for information directly. For example, the enjoyment of shopping, which the customer will be exposed to the smartphone products and gain knowledge by testing out the smartphone. And also, personality and lifestyle such as self-dependence would influence the process of information search. A self-dependent customers would rely on seeking information on internet on their own rather relying on their friends' opinion, which conflict between the information search will be minimized as the collected information are from single source. Next, personal image can be related to the appearance and design of the smartphone and the way it's perceived by the customer. Research has shown that customers would opt for products that fulfill their aims of being unique, which also means being within crowd, by following the latest trends and fashion. For instance, consumers are likely to choose a smartphone product that satisfies a brand image perception to the rest of the world which they feel cool or different in possession of smartphone with brand. Furthermore, customers obtain knowledge by undergoing 2 processes such as item-specific processing and relational processing. Item-specific processing focuses on elaboration on information specifically described for an object, whereas relational processing involves emphasizing similarity or commonalities among pieces of information associated with the product categories. For instance, when exposed to a new smartphone and with technological jargon, customers may be able to understand those attributes, which is item-specific processing, and evaluates the product's quality related to competing brands, which is relational processing. Wow, the image resolution of the iPhone is the best for all the phones.
Evaluation of alternative is a stage of buyer decision process in which the consumer use the information to evaluate the alternative brands in the consideration set. So a consideration set is a group of brands within a product category that will be viewed as possible alternatives by the consumer. So the possible alternatives of the smartphones are iPhone 8, Samsung Note 8, Google Pixel 2, and the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. And the consumer will evaluate the products based on the evaluative criteria, and the evaluative criteria for the smartphones would be the attributes of the smartphones. This is the evaluation table. Based on the table, there is a comparison between smartphone of price, display size, operating system, storage, camera, image resolution, wireless charging, and battery. So for our target market, they will most likely to choose a smartphone that has a breakthrough innovation due to their facility. For instance, wireless charging, which did not assist in the previous smartphone features. According to the evaluation table, there are only Samsung Note 8 and iPhone 8 has a feature of wireless charging. So the consumer probably will go for iPhone 8 or Samsung Note 8. Besides, for those college students who want to take a clear and high definition of image for their assignment purpose or recording the lecture notes, they will most likely go for iPhone 8 since it has the highest image resolution compared to the other smartphones. Moreover, the price of the smartphones is also one of the important key attributes that will be considered by the consumer. The price of the smartphones in the evaluation table are ranged from 3,000 ringgit Malaysia to 4,000 ringgit Malaysia. And the price of the iPhone 8 and Samsung Note 8 are much higher compared to the other smartphones. Generally, consumers tend to choose a smartphone which has a lower price. However, for our target market, they are willing to pay more for the brands that represent quality. For instance, if they really want to go for iPhone 8 or Samsung Note 8, then they will probably pay for the high price if they are really satisfied with the brand and its quality. I think iPhone is better since my friend and family is using iPhones.
This is where the consumer finally finish evaluating all the attributes and make the decision to purchase the product that they desire and prefer the most. The consumer may choose to purchase their product either in store or on the website. Personality is one of the factors that aid the consumer to come to this purchase decision. Our target market chooses to buy an iPhone 8 because iPhone 8 is a brand new smartphone with the latest innovation, and our target market are those individuals who are always brand aware and always follow what is hot in trend to keep up with their perceptions. So, whenever a newest trend hits the market, most of them will be eager to try them out and get them on hands. There are still some other factors that will affect the consumer during the purchasing process. Firstly is the attitudes of others. College students as part of the Generation Y are individuals who rely heavily on social influences in the decision-making process when they are purchasing a product or services. For example, when your partner or friends follow you to the store and they keep encouraging you to purchase the iPhone 8 because of the high quality or because of its new function and features, you might easily get attracted, and this will influence you to purchase the iPhone 8 too. Next is the situational factor. The environment and the surrounding of the store can also affect the consumer during the purchasing process. For example, the layout of the Apple store, which are very cozy and classy, will attract the consumer to stay longer in the store. The atmosphere of a store can greatly affect the consumer's purchase. When the consumer enters the store, they can see tables with all of the latest and hottest Apple products. They can also try out the apps or features of the Apple devices, as they are all out on display and are unlocked. This can increase the possibility of them in purchasing the iPhone 8 because they had a great experience in the store.
Okay class, please take note of this, and Emeleen, please give us a design.
Okay, no problem. Oh, the picture is so clear.
Really?
Alright, have a look. Okay, right, you guys look at it right. Hey, hello.
is a consumer purchase behavior or attitude after they purchase a product or service. Consumer will satisfy if the product they purchase has exceeded or fulfilled their expectations, and unsatisfied customer will be disappointed if the product did not meet the requirements. Students might satisfy of buying an iPhone ad because the price is quite reasonably affordable among other brands, which it has been mentioned in step 3. Besides, it also reached the consumer expectations, as people who buy iPhone ad is because it has stayed with the old design, and at the same time they also want new features and new functions. For example, the Touch ID and the physical home button are old design, but internally almost all the functions have changed. For instance, there are students who buy iPhone X because they love the new cameras as it has the most consistent and richest image of the group. On the other hand, the iPhone X does bring some disadvantages where the students might feel dissatisfied with. As a consumer, the iPhone X has added glass bodies where they have to worry about both of the front and the back of the phone will crack if they drop it. Students might dissatisfied this because they will need a high maintenance fee to repair if they crack it. The iPhone X supports fast charging and wireless charging, and students might dissatisfied this because they might not really need this feature in the first place, and they have to pay an extra money to buy the wireless Qi chargers. Purchase behavior process, it has a phrase that gives a state of unease which exists in the consumer's mind after buying a product or service. This is called cognitive dissonance. If the consumers are satisfied with the purchase of the product, as all expectations and desires are satisfied or fulfilled, they might show their gratification towards the product brand and looking forward for the next purchase. In contrary, if the consumer are dissatisfied with the purchase as the product brand did not fulfill the requirements and desires of the consumers will no longer to trust on this brand and might not be purchasing again from the product brand. They might also spread out the experience to their families or friends, where the company will lose reputations and sales.
In conclusion, the need recognition is the first and important step in the buying decisions. Without this step, a purchase cannot take place. The need can be triggered by internal and external stimuli. Through this stage, the consumer can recognize what is the problem or need and identify the product or type of product which is required.
Lastly, information search is a crucial process as customers need to further clarify the options available regarding the smartphone and fully utilize the collected information to seek for the best alternative before evaluating the specification of the chosen smartphone.
Evaluation of alternative is an important stage for the consumer to compare and evaluate the key attributes between the smartphone in order to find out which smartphone is able to resolve their problem or fulfill their needs before they proceed to the purchase decision.
To conclude, consumer purchase decision is very important as it helps the consumer to make their purchase wisely in order to maximize their benefits and satisfaction from it.
As a result, post-purchase behavior is an important step for the marketers to recognize and understand the problems and feedbacks that are given by the customers. Consumer satisfaction is itself an asset. The more the degree of satisfaction of consumer is, the more the links of further strengthening the business lines.
In step 1, the marketer should research consumer to find out what kind of problem or needs arise, what brought them about, and how to lead the consumer to this smartphone product.
For recommendation in information search, I personally suggest customers to watch the review videos of each smartphone's brand in YouTube, as the expert will simplify the information of smartphone from various brands for customers to understand in details.
For evaluation of alternative stage, I would recommend that the marketer of the company should advertise the iPhone ads by emphasizing on its innovative features such as wireless charging or durable glass body in order to attract the target market.
In step 4 purchase decision, I recommend that the company should give discount to their customers. For example, when the customer purchases an iPhone in their store, they can give discount for the accessories such as iPhone casing or screen protector.
In step 5, post-purchase behavior, Marketers should create an official forum which all the customers are given their rights to present their issues as a feedback to the company product for further inspection in order to develop the best solutions.
Thank you for watching.
Once again, feeling lost, but now and then I breathe it in to let it go. And you don't know where you are now, but what it will come to if only somebody